Hello, hello. Claire Guest here with William Ravis in the Guilford office.
Hi, I'm Brian Skelly, a mortgage lender with William Ravis Mortgage.
And we have a few questions that everyone needs the answers to ready for you. So, number one, what are the top 3 tips for somebody who doesn't know anything about the market, anything about lending, or anything even about their own finances?
Yeah, so there's basically 3 things that mortgage lenders are going to look at when somebody wants to get qualified for a mortgage. It's credit, income, and down payment. Generally you want to have all 3 of those. You got to have a good enough credit score to qualify. You have to have the money for the minimum down payment for whatever program that you select. And then you have to have enough income to cover the payments. And so there's a lot of rules about how that stuff gets calculated. So the number 1 tip is, call a mortgage professional like me and just start having those conversations about what do you need to do to get ready to buy a house.
Gotcha. And how can you prepare yourself for that conversation? Do you need to gather all your tax information from the past 15 years or something like that?
I don't think that you need to have a ton of paperwork. Just pick up the phone and start the conversation. A lot of times if somebody gets paid a salary or and it's fairly straightforward and most people know the information off the top of their head. But worst case scenario, if there's some piece of information you don't have, it's not a big deal. You can go and get it and then, have another phone call. So number 1 advice, just pick up the phone, talk to a mortgage lender sooner rather than later. Sometimes people will wait and go see a house and then they love the house and then they're in a rush to get pre-approved so they can make an offer, and maybe there's a few little challenges that could have been resolved if it's never too soon to get started with this stuff.
And how long does it take to get that magical pre-qualification letter that everybody needs?
It varies. I'd say most pre-approvals can be done, within a day or 2. Sometimes if it's more complicated, like if somebody owns a business or if they own rental properties, those take a little longer. We might want to review the tax returns. Sometimes people don't always have those at their fingertips, and you got to email the accountant, and then we got to review them. But we try and get the pre-approvals done when people need them. So, if somebody's like, I'm making an offer today at 4 o'clock, I'll do everything I can to try and get the pre-approval done, by today at 4 o'clock.
All right, so it's not just an instant magic process.
A good pre-approval takes a little bit of time. I mean, there are online companies that will give you pre-approval in like 10 minutes by filling out a form. But in my opinion, the best thing to do is, fill out your form, get the information in the computer, but you also want to have those conversations with the mortgage banker, talk about how you get paid. Is it commissions? Is there overtime? Is there bonus? Because a lot of these things can be a little more complicated than people realize, and that can impact the amount of the pre-approval. So you want to, a good pre-approval requires both things. Get the information in the computer, do the credit check, have the conversation with the banker about how you get paid. So we make sure we kind of dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. I almost said it back.
I get those mixed up too.
Yes.
Well, thank you very, very much for this valuable information. And please stay tuned for more tips and tricks with our mortgage guru. I'm Claire Guest.
And I'm Brian Skelly.
See you soon.